Hello everyone, this is Kinjal Parmar. Today we will discuss FPGA, that is Field Programmable Gate Array. So let's start. FPGA, Field Programmable Gate Array, or that is FPGAs, are prefabricated silicon device that can be electrically programmed in the field to become almost any kind of digital circuit. This FPGA is basically a prefabricated silicon device which is used to programmed, and it can be used for designing any digital circuit. The FPGA is a semiconductor IC which can be programmed anytime after manufacturing. FPGA is a device that contains a matrix of reconfigurable gate array logic circuitry. Basically, this FPGA can be reprogrammed at any time, even after manufacturing. So this FPGA is a basically reprogrammable semiconductor IC which is used to implement various digital operations for various digital circuit. When FPGA is configured, the internal circuit is connected in a way that creates a hardware implementation of the software applications. FPGAs use dedicated hardware for a processing logic and do not have an operating system. This FPGA has a processing logic hardware only, that and it has a no operating system such as a processor has. Processor has a type of operating system to perform various operations, but FPGA has a only hardware which is used to process various logical functions. FPGAs are truly parallel in nature, so different processing operations do not have to compete for the same resources, and the performance of one part of the application is not affected when additional processing is added. In FPGA, we can perform varieties of operations for a different resources for various operations. So it is basically truly parallel because we can perform many operations simultaneously using different resources into any of the part of this FPGA, and this simultaneous operations do not interrupt with the another processing task. So FPGA is a parallelly different processing operations IC. FPGA based system can literally rewire their internal circuit to allow reconfiguration after the control system is deployed to the field. So this FPGA based system can be again rewired internal circuit to allow reprogram. So this FPGA is a reprogrammable IC. FPGA devices deliver the performance and the reliability of dedicated hardware circuitry. Normally, FPGAs comprise of programmable logic blocks which implement logical functions, programmable routing that connects these logical functions, and IO blocks that are connected to logic blocks through routing interconnect and that make of cheap connections. Here we have a FPGA basic block diagram. In this block diagram, we have a configurable logic block. That configurable logic block is basically designed from various AND or XOR various logical gates. So using this AND or logical gates, we can perform various operations, and using only some of the AND gate or gate, we have a limited number of operations, but here we have a configurable logic block in which there are number of logical gates. So using this we can perform varieties of operations, and here we have a number of various number of configurable logic blocks, and these configurable logic blocks can be connected through this routing channel. We have a vertical routing channel and horizontal routing channel, and on the outer side we have a IO block. This IO block is used to connect this FPGA to the other devices. So here we have a total three important aspect in this FPGA, that is configurable logic block or says programmable logic block, because we can program this logic block for various operations. So we have a configurable logic block, then horizontal routing channel, vertical routing channel. This is basically a programmable routing which gives the which CLB or says which configurable logic blocks can be connected to fulfill our required operations. And we have a IO block which is used to connect this FPGA to the other devices. We have a programmable logic block or configurable logic block, that is CLB of FPGA, can be configured in a such a way that it provides functionality as simple as that of transistor or as complex as that of a processor. So using CLB we can implement a simple operations or we can implement a complex operations. It can be used to implement different combinations of combinational and sequential logic functions, as we have a combinational digital circuit and sequential digital circuit. So using this CLB we can implement this combinational or sequential logic circuit. Logic blocks of FPGA can be implemented by any of the following. We can implement this CLB from transistor pairs or combinational gates like basic NAND gates or XOR gates or AND/OR structure. Using various logical gates we can implement this FPGA, and by connecting this FPGA CLB blocks we have a different operations. Then we have a n input lookup tables or says multiplexer. So using these devices we can implement this programmable logic block to perform various operations. Programmable routing in FPGAs consists of wire segments of varying lengths which can be interconnected via electrically programmable switch. Density of logic block used in FPGAs depend on a length and number of wire segments used for routing. Number of segments used for interconnection typically is a trade-off between density of a logic block used and the amount of area used for routing. So this is a routing channel. This programmable routing in FPGA has a wire segment. So we can connect various CLB through this programmable routing, and in this programmable routing channel we have a programmable switches which we can connect according to our requirement. The interconnect of an FPGA is very different than that of the CPLDs. There are long lines which can be used to connect critical CLBs that are physically far from each other on the chip without inducing much delay. There are also short lines which are used to connect individual CLBs which are located physically close to each other. There is often one or several switch matrices like that in a CPLD to connect these long and short lines together in a specific way. So in FPGAs, this length of this programmable routing channel may be short lines or maybe long lines according to our requirement to connection of a CPLDs. Programmable switches inside the chip allow the connection of a CLBs to interconnect lines and interconnect lines to each other to the switch matrix. So here this programmable switch inside the chip allow connections of CLB to connect with each other or for connections with one CLB to the routing channel. IO blocks are arranged at a periphery of the grid and they are also connected to the programmable routing interconnect. I/O blocks used to bring signals onto the chip and send them back off again. It consists of input buffer and output buffer with three state and open collector output controls. Typically, there are pull-up resistor on the output and sometimes pull-down resistor. This pull-up resistor and pull-down resistor is basically for the connections of this I/O block to the external world. In addition, there is often a flip-flop on output so that clocked signals can be output directly to the pins without encountering significant delay. It is done for input so that there is not much delay on a signal before reaching a flip-flop. So at the output connections, there is a flip-flops. So using this flip-flops, we can calculate or we can store our output signals without any delay. Here we have another basic configuration or says basic architecture of FPGA. We have a CLB which is used to implement various logical functions. Then here between routing channel we have a switch matrix. So this switch matrix can be used to connect for deciding a logic for connections of this CLB to each other, for one routing channel to other routing channel or from CLB to CLB. So here we have a switch matrix, then configurable logic block, then routing channels and input output block. Here we have another architecture of FPGA. We have again logic block, then interconnection resources, that means our routing channel, then our IO cells. So this can be represented like this. We have a logic blocks, we have a different logic blocks, and this different logic blocks can be connected to each other through this programmable switch matrix. Why this matrix? Because we have a number of lines into logic block. So which line is connected to another logic block, so this can be decided through this matrix, and this matrix is used for connections, so it is known as a programmable switch matrix. The programmable or reconfigurable term in FPGAs indicates their ability to implement a new function on the chip after its fabrication is complete. The reconfigurability or programmability of an FPGA is based on underlying programming technologies which can cause a change in behavior of a prefabricated chip after its fabrication. So this reprogrammability is a basically ability of a FPGA which cause a change in a behavior of this prefabricated IC even after its fabrications. These field programmable gate arrays are called this because rather than having a structure similar to PAL, that is programmable array logic, or other programmable devices, they are structured very much like a gate array. So this is why this IC is known as a field programmable gate array. Advantage of FPGAs. FPGAs can be programmed at a logic level. It can implement faster and parallel processing of signals. FPGAs are programmable at a software level at any time. Hence, FPGAs can be reprogrammed or reused any number of times. FPGA ICs are readily available which can be programmed using HDL code in no time. Hence, the solution is available faster to the market. FPGA's development is cheaper due to less costly tools. In FPGA design, software takes care of routing, placements, and timing. This makes lesser manual intervention. So in this session, we discussed about this field programmable gate array, which is basically an integrated circuit which can be used to perform various logical operations. And the main feature of this FPGA is that it can be reprogrammed even after fabrications. So thank you.